Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me video. I have a story time for you guys about going to the ER yesterday. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get right into the video, start getting ready, and tell y'all like what happened yesterday. So yesterday, was it yesterday? No, the day before yesterday, me and Damon, my fiance, went to Casa Fiesta, which is this like local Mexican place right down the street from our apartment. And it's like everyone's number one Mexican place around here where I live. Like they're the best, for real. Like everyone goes there to get margaritas. If it's your birthday, like that's where you're going for your birthday to eat, is Casa Fiesta. So we went there and I got shrimp and rice. That's what I've been getting like every single time here lately because my friend Chelsea, she like introduced me to it. I was like, wow, this is bomb. So anyways, we went there and we got one margarita a piece, and I got the shrimp and rice, and we had chips and salsa. So we finished our margaritas and we get back home, and I feel like super sick to my stomach. And my mom was here. She was dropping off my son, and I was like, Mom, like I feel super sick right now, like can you please just stay for a minute? So anyways, I get to the bathroom and I start throwing up. Like if you have a weak stomach, I would I should have put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video. If you have a weak stomach, I wouldn't listen or watch this video any further. Anyway, so I start throwing up like uncontrollably, and my stomach hurts so bad that I basically like pass out. I'm sitting on the toilet and I'm throwing up into a trash can, and it hurts so bad that I pass out. My fiance Damon says that he came in there to check on me, and he said I just like face planted into the floor. So doing that in there, and then it starts coming out the other end too, which makes it even worse. And yeah, so I get done feeling like I'm dying, and I go lay down, and Damon, such an angel, he cleans up the bathroom because I ended up just like taking all my clothes off in the bathroom while this was going on. And I go get in the bed and Damon cleans it up for me. And my mom ended up taking Xander, our son, home with her because I just physically like could not do it, take care of him. Yeah, so anyways, I lay down and he comes. I like can't talk and do my makeup at the same time. I don't know if anyone else has that problem. I just get like super sidetracked and I have no idea like what do I do after my foundation. Obviously it's concealer, but I can't talk and figure that out at the same time. I guess I'm just slow, I don't know. Anyways, so skip to me being asleep, and I keep waking up in the middle of the night, and like I feel like I have to go to the bathroom, but I don't. I try to go to the bathroom and like nothing happens. Well, I ended up, I started like, this is TMI right here, but it's part of the story, so I'm gonna say it. I was like pooping nothing but blood. Super gross. So I like Googled it, and it was like, of course it says seek immediate medical attention. So I waited until the next morning, and I like called my mom and I told her, I like sent her a picture of like what was going on, and I was like, Google says to seek immediate medical attention, so I think Damon's gonna take me to the ER. And you know, see what's going on. So we get to the ER, and my stomach is like hurting so bad. Like, this is the worst pain I've ever felt in my whole entire life. Like, I thought I was gonna have like colon cancer or something. Like, I was freaking out just a little bit. But we get there, and they automatically like take me to the back and start an IV, which really freaking hurts. The lady could not even get my vein, and I feel like I have pretty big veins, like at least in the arm that she was trying to do. She was just digging around in my arm, and I hate needles. Like, I hate needles so much. So I'm being like a big crybaby, and Damon's like having to hold my hand and all this stuff while she's digging around in my arm with a freaking needle, and it was really stressful, stressing me out, giving me anxiety. I was like, oh my gosh. So here's the bruise. If y'all can see, yeah. I'm not like shooting up anything, I promise. That is from this lady trying to give me an IV. And when I had my son, they didn't have like any problems giving me IVs. And I had like 2 IVs because I had to get a blood transfusion when I had him, because apparently I have like low iron or something, I don't know. I don't know if you can see like my mustache. I have a mustache. Does anyone else like have that problem? I know a lot of people do. I feel like no matter what I do, it just keeps coming back. Like, I want laser hair removal, but I'm not rich, so if someone else to sponsor this video, let me know. Okay, where was I? Okay, yeah, so this lady is trying to get an IV. She finally gets it, and they start me on just like fluids or whatever, and it's like, I'm gonna give you some pain medicine for your stomach cramps. And so they give me morphine, like morphine for stomach cramps. Like, I think they would just give me like some ibuprofen or something. I'm like, okay, well, if that's what you feel like you need to do, you know, you can go ahead and do that. But when I had something similar to morphine, I guess, in the hospital when I had Xander. And I threw up all night, like, after I had him, because I had to have a C-section. Yeah, so they start me on the fluids, and the doctor comes in and talks to me, and she's like, from what your symptoms are sounding like, you know, it sounds like you have colitis. I was like, okay, like, I don't even know what colitis is. And she really didn't even go into like details, like what it's about. I just know that it's something with your bowels or your intestines, makes them inflamed if you like eat certain foods, which really sucks. So while I'm getting the fluids, well, before I got the fluids, she took some blood. Okay, so I was like then getting the fluids after I talked to the doctor. Then I was waiting on the blood results to come back, I guess, so they could make sure I had colitis. I don't know what the point was in that, because they also ordered a CAT scan of my stomach to see, well, to see, you know, what was causing these extreme cramps. I didn't bring any of this down on my neck, so. I can't talk and get ready at the same time. Like, I tell Damon when I'm doing my makeup, he like tries to come in there and talk to me, and I'm like, leave me alone. I literally can't even focus when I'm trying to hold a conversation. So they ordered a CAT scan. So the man like comes in there, and he's like prepping me for it or whatever, just kind of telling me what to expect. And he was like, okay, so we're gonna do a CAT scan of your stomach, and the way we do it is we give you this medicine through your IV, and it makes you warm in your face, in your neck, and in your groin area. And he was like, most people think that they're peeing themselves while they're doing this, but you're not gonna pee yourself. Like, you're not peeing yourself. It's fine. So I'm thinking, oh my God, like, I could be the one person that pees herself. So I was like, can I, like, at least go to the bathroom before we start this? Because I really do feel like I need to pee, and I don't want to pee all over myself. So he thought that was super funny, and I went to the bathroom. Okay, so I did the CAT scan, and they did the little warm pee feeling thingy, and it wasn't even that bad. Like, it was super, he over exaggerated, but I definitely didn't feel like I was gonna pee myself when he did it. So after that, this has, how many hours have went by? So we got there at like 7:20 in the morning, and we didn't get out until after 12. At this point, after I get out of the CAT scan, Damon is like so ready to go because all they have is like those hard little plastic chairs for you to sit in, and he was like we both were super hungry because I had thrown up all my food the night before and like hadn't been able to eat anything because my stomach was hurting so bad. So the doctor comes in after they get all my like lab results back and everything, and she was like, yep, it's just what I thought, like, you have colitis. So basically she was like, you can't really eat anything. I would just eat super light because it'll hurt my stomach really bad. And as soon as we left there, we went to Cracker Barrel because your girl was hungry, and so was Damon, and he was super grumpy, and I was pretty grumpy too. I was hangry. Should have eaten something before we went in there, but we're not smart. So yeah, then we went to Cracker Barrel, and I ate a little too much, and then my stomach started hurting because I just stuffed my face basically. Also, I thought I had food poisoning. I could have had food poisoning, and the doctor just told me I had colitis. So I spent a bunch of money on a CAT scan and an emergency room visit. I don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my labor and delivery story, which I probably should do another video for this, but I don't have anything else to talk about in this video. So I guess I'll just do it. Alright, so about a week before I had Xander, like, I was so miserable. I was like, oh my gosh, I was so pregnant. I was huge. Like, I will insert some pictures and show you how big I was. I was huge. I looked like Jupiter. So big. And I was so miserable because he was measuring 4 weeks ahead, and I was 36 weeks when I had him. And you're supposed to go to 40, and he was measuring 4 weeks ahead. So my brother came to visit from Mississippi, and him and his girlfriend, and we, the night before my water broke, we're just like hanging out in the living room and stuff, and him and Damon and his girlfriend Hallie were all drinking, and I was just like sitting there like in pain. I thought I had a kidney infection, and that's why like felt like I had to pee like all the time, like that whole day, or really like a few days before I had him. I felt like I had to pee so bad, like all the time. The only thing that would make me feel better was sitting on the toilet. So I just kept like going to sit on the toilet basically all day. Okay, so there's like, I was looking up how to induce labor, and I was gonna do like castor oil, but Damon wouldn't let me because there was too many negative like side effects from doing castor oil, like to try to induce labor. It could cause other complications. So I didn't do that, and I was like, you know what, if you're not gonna let me do that, then we're gonna have sex and you're gonna make me go into labor. So we did that before we went to bed, And then I woke up at 6:30 the next morning, and I thought I was about to, or I thought I was peeing in my pants, or in the bed. I thought I was peeing in the bed. I got up, and like water just started gushing out. I woke Damon and was like, Damon, like my water just broke. Oh my God, my water just broke. And he was like, nuh-uh. He was still drunk from the night before. He was like, nuh-uh. I was like, yes, it did. Get up. Get in the shower. Let's go. So I call my mom, and she's like, go to the hospital now. Like, my mom had my sister basically in the car. So she thought I was going to be like her. He's just going to be popping out while I'm driving down the road. So anyways, we get to the hospital, and I'm already, I don't know, I think I was like 2 centimeters or 2.5 centimeters dilated already when we got there. Yeah, so I was like already 2 centimeters dilated. So they get me in there, and my contractions start picking up fast. Like, that hurt so bad. I felt like when I had to go to the emergency room for my stomach, I felt like I was in labor all over again. Like, that's how bad it hurt, or else I wouldn't have been such a baby and went to the ER. Like, I feel like I was in labor. Labor hurts so bad. So I was being a big baby, and the anesthesiologist wasn't even there yet. Like, I guess because it was so early in the morning. I don't know why they didn't have one on call, whatever. So I had to wait on this guy to get there to get my epidural. And epidurals are scary, because like, I am the type of person that looks this stuff up before it's gonna happen to me. So I had been like looking up labor and delivery vlogs and epidurals and whatever. So I get my epidural, and my mom stays in there with me while I'm doing it, because you have to be super still, so somebody has to like hold your hands while you're doing this. And after that sets in, like, I feel great. I'm like, yes, perfect. People can come in the room now, and I can actually be civilized. Because I was being pretty mean. I was cussing in front of my dad, and that's, like, not normal for me. I don't cuss in front of my dad. Okay, yeah, so I get the epidural, and it's basically just a waiting game from there, you know, waiting to see, or just waiting to dilate fully, pretty much. So, like, I have family there, like, so many people are in the room with me while we're waiting to start pushing, and I kind of regret that. If I have another kid, I probably won't let as many people in the room, because it was just chaotic, and my fiance didn't really like it, and I wasn't thinking about him, you know, I was just thinking about myself and how I felt at the time, and I wanted my family to be around me, and it just kind of wasn't fair to him. So next time I'll probably do that differently, if there's a next time. I don't know. Xander might be our only kid. Yeah, so fast forward, we get to 10 centimeters. It's time to start pushing. So we do like some practice pushes, and with the nurse, which my nurse was amazing. She was super sweet. All my nurses were great at Grandview. Their food was great. Like, it was a good experience overall. You know, I just am a crybaby, and I get traumatized by anything, and whatever. So I pushed for 3.5 hours, and like nothing is happening. He just kept like turtling out and then back in, is what they were saying. Like, his head was just too big, or his shoulders, I don't know. So his head was like stuck in my birth canal for 3 hours basically. And anyways, the doctor and my mother-in-law kept saying, oh, you're almost there, like, he's almost out, push super hard, blah blah blah. If you're ever in labor and you're pushing and people are telling you, oh, he's almost out, or they're about to come, blah blah blah, push harder, like, they're lying to you, because I was pushing with everything that I had, and he would not come out. And they kept saying that he was about to be out, and he wasn't, obviously. So the doctor decided that she was going to lower my epidural so I could feel the contractions more. Okay, so they lower my epidural so I can feel the contractions. And let me tell you, that was the worst idea ever. I don't know, maybe I'm just like a giant like titty baby and I can't handle pain. I don't know what it is, but that pissed me off so bad. I was cussing at the doctor. I was like, put my epidural back up. Like, she took it down from like a 6 or something down to a 2. And it hurt so bad. And I was just so tired. Like, it had been 3 hours. You know, like, any normal human being would be freaking tired after 3 hours of trying to push out a baby from their vagina. You know? So I was just like, listen, like, can you not just pull him out? Or, like, is there something else that we can do? Because I physically cannot do this anymore. And, like, they won't let you eat or drink anything just in case you have to have a C-section. So I was, like, so beyond thirsty. Like, I was dying of thirst. And I was starving. So you gotta think, like, I went from eating, like, constantly throughout the day to not having anything to eat at all that day because I am an idiot and didn't get any food before we went to the hospital. I was just, like, so ready to get there and ready to, you know, experience giving birth and, like, meeting my son. We didn't even stop and get any breakfast or anything. So, yeah, I was just super hungry. So the doctor was like, okay, well, we're gonna take you in for an emergency C-section and we're about to prep you right now. So then I started getting, like, super nervous because my mom was, like, crying and, like, freaking me out. My mom shouldn't have done that. She was super freaking me out because, I don't know, she just made it seem like I was about to go in there and, like, die and never, ever come out. So my mom's crying. So I was like, listen, like, can you please give me something for the anxiety? You know, like, I'm not gonna be able to handle this. I need something for anxiety. So they give me something through my epidural IV thing, and I literally can't even remember the rest of the C-section. Like, I remember some parts of it, obviously. Oh my god, I think I just dipped into the wrong color. Okay, yeah, so they give me something for anxiety, and, Damon said I basically just stared at the wall the whole time, which is true because I, like, don't even really remember it. I remember them, you know, telling me, like, he's out, and I remember hearing him cry after he came out, and they tried to get me to hold him, and I was so scared to hold him because I couldn't even, like, feel my arms for real. Like, that's how numb I was. And at first, I was, like, when they were prepping me, I was like, I can still feel that. Like, I can still feel down there where you are gonna cut. And they were, like, poking me with sharp stuff. And I was like, yes, like, I can feel that. And I was so scared that I was gonna feel them cutting into my body, even though, like, I was on whatever medicine that they gave me. And it was just super scary. Like, any surgery is scary. But I had never, ever had surgery before except for getting my wisdom teeth taken out, and that does not even count. So I was just freaking out. And I remember almost, like, throwing up during the C-section because of all the medicine that they had, like, put into my body, and I hadn't eaten anything that day. So I was, like, starving, and then they're pumping me full of medicines. So I get out of the surgery and they roll me into the room, and this is like 30 minutes after he's born because they had to, like, you know, sew me up and whatever else they had to do. We get into the room and I am like, please give me something to drink. I'm super thirsty. And So they give me some Sprite, and I'm like drinking it, and it's so freaking good. I can like remember what the Sprite tastes like because I wanted it so bad. But not long after I got that Sprite into my body, I started throwing up everywhere. I threw up from then until the next day at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Like every time the nurses would come in the middle, I couldn't even take care of Xander the first night of his life. My mom had to stay in the hospital with us and like take care of him and bottle feed him. I didn't want to bottle feed. I wanted to breastfeed, and like I tried to breastfeed that night, and I can't even really remember if I did or not. I think I did some, but I just kept like throwing up like anything. Like she gave me a popsicle, the nurse gave me a popsicle to try to make me feel better, and popsicles were booty. For them to have like filet mignons and whatever for like lunch and dinner every day, their freaking popsicles tasted like butthole. Yeah, so I would get anything into my system and just automatically puke it up, which really sucked. So I finally, the next day, finally got to spend time with Xander and like really meet him, because I didn't even get to like really meet him until the next day, which is really sad. And I felt, you know, that's like not a good feeling. Like you're a new mom and your mom is there having to take care of your kid when you should be the one doing it. I mean, I know it really wasn't my fault that I couldn't do it, but I just felt like, oh my god, like I can't do it. And it really sucked. So if you have to get a C-section, like for all the people that have had C-sections, and like if you have to get a C-section, I'm so sorry. Like I feel your pain and it sucks. And recovery is like even worse. The recovery aspect of it is like awful. So back to the story. It's so sidetracked. It's like super hard. I don't know how people make makeup videos and stuff and like talk in them. I have to redo my concealer because that had a lot of fallout. So I didn't put on my highlighter yet. So let's see. I guess that's pretty much it, you know, for my birth story. It was a good experience though, overall. You know, the doctors were super nice and the nurses. He was like jaundice or whatever, so we had to wait, or did we have to stay an extra day? I feel like we stayed there like a super long time, but maybe it was just because I couldn't like walk good and I was in so much pain and doped up on pain medicine, which I hate pain medicine. Like it makes me super sick and I can't really take it. So that was the only bad part, was having to have a C-section, because it was unplanned. And you know, like I guess people do plan C-sections, I don't know, you know, if that's what you would like or whatever, then that's great, good for you. I'm glad you can do that, but the recovery process and everything else that goes along with having a C-section is not for me. I'm too much of a titty baby when it comes to medicine and getting cut open. I just can't do it. So I'm gonna liven up my face a little bit. But I'm pretty happy with how this eyeshadow turned out. I think it looks pretty good. My face is breaking out super bad. I need a job, first of all, so I can go buy some new products for my skin, because it's looking a little ratch. All these zits and stuff. Alright, so I'm gonna throw on some mascara and some more blush and my highlighter, and then I'll come back when I am putting on my lipstick. Okay, I'm gonna be using the color Queen Bee Too Faced Melted Matte. And let's see how this looks. Matches my eyeshadow pretty good, I think. Maybe we need like some gloss over it or something. Let's see. I think this is also Too Faced. I don't know. This is like one of them lip plumpers. I've got it forever ago from Sephora, so. Oh yeah. And it burns like one of those good burns, you know? Alright, last step. Setting spray. I love when Jeffree Star puts his setting spray on. Okay, well, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. I promise I'll get better at talking to the camera and stuff. I'm sorry if I like rambled a lot or whatever, got off track on my stories. I'll get better, I promise. But thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Comment down below video ideas for me to do. Or yeah. Okay, bye.